I need to know, is the dried blood that I'm like so stuck on, is that even like a truth bullet anywhere? Yeah. Why is that not coming up at all?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Wow, now you're on board.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must have been a way. We're gonna figure it out.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
Like a loud thunk sound?
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. Like a loud thunk sound. Sound during seance. There it is.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
Yeah.
There is something that bothers me.
Yeah.
The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it,
Uh-huh.
while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
Yeah.
I agree.
I was waiting for somebody to bring up this noise.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
Uh-huh. That is, like, loud. I thought that was, like, the moving of the floor, but I don't know.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
No, we would have seen that after the seance during the investigation.
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
A loud sound like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sounded something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Let's see. We can figure this out. Let's see. Hole in the corner, white sheet, dog statue. Loud sound. It was not loose before the seance?
This is it.
There we go. Okay. I was like, something with the floorboards.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Yeah. So it was somebody below, for sure.
the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. What was it? What could it possibly be?
All right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Okay, there's a lot of non-stop debates here. Crosspiece under the
So what
floor?
made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance.
No.
That person tore off the floorboard.
No.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
No.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor,
Uh-huh.
then stood up with such might.
Stood up.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Not stomped through.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
I agree with that. What would have made it strong enough? So, think about everyone's testimony and combine it with the facts.
So what made
I feel like it
the
has to
floorboard
do
come
with this
loose?
crosspiece, right?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
So
Maybe that tore off the floorboard.
tore off the floor. I'm gonna start shooting this cross piece at everything, because like I think that's the answer, but I don't know which thing it goes with. It might go with the thing that Gonta said about standing up. It's like it's not exactly right, but like
Been considerable.
okay, no.
Wooden statue fell over.
Okay, that one's definitely not it.
Culprit hide under floor, then stood up with such might.
That's also not it, huh? So it's not this cross piece? I'm thinking that this cross piece was used to just like bang the floor like open. That's not it? Then I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Tore off the floorboard.
Okay, was there anything after this one?
Someone must have stepped through the floor.
Okay, so it's that one?
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
Interesting.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
Also, that doesn't line up with you saying that before the seance it wasn't loose. You can't stomp on it in the middle. It would have had to have been attacked from below.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. Especially because I don't really understand exactly how the cross piece fits with what they're trying to get at. I need to carefully think about the cross piece on the floorboard. Alright, thankfully I have a visual. Teng's body was at one end of the loose floorboard. Cross piece that had been cut was at the other end. Okay. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, the other two were intact. Okay. One of them was right under Tenko. The other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. That's weird. What's the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's go S. S. Alright, let's try A. Let's try E. A seesaw? C. A. W. Seesaw effect? I like... Is there... There's an F. Was that another F? I need an E. There's some E's. What about a C? There's a C. I didn't see where there was a T. Is this a T? Okay, it was. I kind of guessed. I was hoping. Okay. I need this explained a little bit better.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Yeah? A seesaw?
The cross piece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two cross pieces holding up that board were close to the cage.
So, okay.
Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no cross piece,
Yeah.
the next cross piece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever.
I don't see how that would have been possibly done, though. Hmm.
capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
I don't think that is what happened, though. Wait, the magic circle... No, was the magic circle still intact after? Because if the magic circle was intact, then there's no way that could have been done the way that he's describing it.
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
I don't understand.
How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
Floorboard, seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? It's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. Next to the cage, underneath the floorboard. I don't understand how this works. Between the victim and the floorboard? I'm not entirely sure. No.
I was wrong.
I don't actually know. Well, I mean, it was underneath the floorboard, but then how does the seesaw thing work?
Damn it.
That's it! The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down.
How did it get there? When did it get there? So, Tenko's murder was, on paper, way more straightforward than Angie's, but I'm way more frustrated at the fact of the details of this one, because none of it is adding together right. Right now, they're basically saying, oh, the sickle was, like, inside the cage at the top, and then someone ran and stomped on the floorboard to launch Tenko into the sickle, which at that point, the sickle was then taken and thrown way under the floorboard. None of this makes any sense. It made so much more sense when it was just like, oh, somebody like stabbed her through the floor.
Was because of the fabric covering the cage.
Okay, how is the sickle there?
Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over.
Which way was it pointing?
Was in place. If you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage.
Okay. Now try and make it make sense with literally any of the other details that we know. Why is the sickle not up there now? Why was there blood as soon as the cloth was removed and not before anybody rushed over to go see her?
She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
Okay. Also, I still don't really get where the sickle's, like, handle is in this picture.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position, but with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Also, I feel like they're trying to say that the loud sound was somebody stepping on the floorboards, but are you saying that we didn't hear any footsteps of somebody going over to that spot, stomping, and walking back?
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
Yeah, and it just throws out, like, the other 10 things that we know happened.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
Also, instead of somebody stomping on the floorboard, could you not achieve that same effect by just kicking up from under the floor on the other side? Because that makes way more sense, because then you could kick up, do that, grab the sickle, then throw it, or whatever, unless that's what they're getting to.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide?
I was about to say, is that like a normal thing?
Crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
No. Well, actually, I don't know that for sure, but...
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? Why is that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
Okay, yeah, that actually does make sense.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Yeah.
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
However, there are 3 empty rooms, which I will use. Yeah, we've already seen this. Middle room's always best, stuff like this.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
Wasn't Himiko the first one to say that she would be the one to be the one in the middle, and then Tenko was like, no, I'll do it? It seems weird that she would volunteer to do that if she was planning on killing somebody the whole time.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
And, like, was she just trying to kill someone random? Because it wasn't pre-planned at all that it was going to be Tenko until, like, last minute.
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It is true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea, but does that really mean that Himiko killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel. We'll find out next time. Oh, yeah, of course, we're gonna hit the halfway point. I don't know. I was liking this class trial until we got to the Tenko part. I kind of hate the way that they're approaching every small detail. The way that they currently have the murder set up doesn't make any sense given the details that we know. The sickle was like somehow strapped to the top of the cage somehow, yet also thrown under the floorboards at some point. This dried blood under the floor still hasn't made an appearance for some reason. Somebody ran in and stomped on the floorboard to seesaw Tenko under her death, despite the fact that we heard no footsteps during the seance. So, you know, it's making a very overcomplicated, like, murder for reasons that don't make any sense. So we will see as we keep going forward if it does make sense. I am going to just continue and see if we can get some things cleared up, because I am not liking this Tenko section one bit. Looks like we reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz. Victim quiz? Not a culprit quiz? Only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn out boring crap. Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden?
It's okay.
It is okay, I'm sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here, me. Well, why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time.
Absolutely.
That's the right answer, Monodam. Why, you haven't said anything.
Hey,
Exactly, because there are no victims. Yep, even if you were killed in this killing game, you're a winner. Because then everyone warns you and you get tons of posthumous popularity. Daddy, you don't need to reveal these kinds of behind-the-scenes details.
all right.
Dying makes you more popular, then we gotta die soon too. Oh, don't worry, your time's coming. Monodam's gonna put you out of your misery. Alright, let's resume.
This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost. real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary.
What?
Logic does not compute.
Yeah, anyway.
Did you hear something? No, I didn't hear anything.
Yo, he's just gonna kill both of you.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious. That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Did you hear something?
Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't hear it.
How long does this go on for? Okay, good.
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Anyway.
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening.
What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
You broke her.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial.
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
But you were making such great progress, and now you're just like, I don't care about fighting for the justice of who killed my friends.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko! Himiko not that kind of person. Gonta can tell by Himiko's face.
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Uh-huh.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, is not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So no give up, Himiko.
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. We can't give up. We survived. We can't give up for the sake of everyone who died. Oh no. Let's see, where are we going? H-File, Sounder and Seance, hole in the corner, Bloody Kokichi.
Seance in that room. Was Himiko.
Was investigating the neighboring room from where the seance was held. He had stepped through one of the floorboards. That room also had part of the crosspiece cut off. The portion that supported the floorboard. So it was in more than one room. So actually, they might have had that trap set up in literally all the rooms. So the whole suggesting of the room could probably clear Himiko, potentially.
Co's decision, was it not?
No, I kind of argue against that now.
Someone steered her into picking that room.
No.
Of the 3 empty rooms,
Uh-huh.
did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there.
No.
Was trap only in that room?
There we go.
Other rooms may be trapped too.
Yes. There we go.
I agree.
It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
What? Is that true?
Yeah. Well, we don't know about the right room, or... I don't know, I assumed that it was the left room that Kokichi was in, but I don't know, maybe it was both of them. Kokichi, wake up.
I was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
I guess it was no crosspiece supporting the floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
I mean, that is one way to find something.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
Yeah.
The culprit set traps in all the rooms, and they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
Kyo?
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you?
Keep your chin up and live life face forward, survive with me and everyone else. Yep. Please.
Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right.
There you go, Himiko.
If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive!
Yeah, let's go. I like when Himiko has more energy put into things.
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us.
Wow, way to bring the mood down.
Jeez, there you go. Killing the mood like usual. But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect for my soul, bro.
Your soul, bro?
What does that even mean?
Well, anyway, do you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards... Isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
Ah, that is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic.
Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Why didn't no one step on the floorboard until it was used for the murder? I said that must be the reason. Let's see. Iron cage, circle, hole in the corner, dog statue, sound, loose floorboard, mark stone. When the portion that supports was cut off, like someone had purposely cut it. I don't know that this is it, but it just says that, like, oh, you know, it was somebody purposely cut it. No. Maybe the culprit removed the crossbeam right before stomping on the floorboard. It's part of the nature no one stepped on it. Oh!
Oh no!
Oh, okay. I think I see where this is going. Hold up.
This is it!
Yeah, oh. Make sure not to step on the
magic
yeah.
at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, and he was very adamant to walk only along where it was drawn. Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. The magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse. Yeah, you probably just made that up.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit, no doubt in my mind, they're the ones that killed Tenko. Only one person had the opportunity and the motive. Alright, see, I feel like I have enough information to say that Kyo...
It has to be you.
Alright. So Kyo definitely killed Tenko?
Was it you?
But did he kill Angie?
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo?
Why do you suspect me?
What do you think?
You were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick, but that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined.
Oh, okay, so if Kyo was the one that tampered with all of the stuff beforehand, then that makes more sense. I still don't understand how the sickle ended up where it did at the end.
And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Well, Kyo,
Answer already! Did you do it?
I think that's the laugh of an innocent man.
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is probably...
Yeah, I don't understand that part at all.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
how can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
Culprit stepped on the exact floorboard even in the darkness. But how? How do they move around in total darkness? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although, even after I put out the candle, I could move along the wall with my hand.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
That the culprit didn't even have to see it all. They used... touch?
That's it!
How do they do that? By, like, feeling the
Use touch.
magic
They
circle?
didn't see. They felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
Yeah.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
I'm sure there was something. Landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. Must have been at the scene, I know it. The magic circle. We got an A, we got a G, we got a I, and a C, and another C. Okay, there we go. That was and an I. Need an R, C. Here's an R. Here's a C. I need an L. Here's an L. And there's an E. Okay. That's not what I thought the answer was going to be until I saw that many letters.
That's it. The magic circle. They used the magic circle. Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
And if there was like certain symbols to like lead them to the right floorboard or something, I could see that.
See. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
What?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
That is true.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room.
Well, I
yes?
mean, you walk away from the corner until you feel the edge of the magic circle, and then, I don't know.
The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it. Yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I definitely didn't reach the corners.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
See, another piece of the puzzle. Right in the circle with salt, all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
I bet Kibo does.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Hey, may I have your attention?
There we go.
I said cut that out. It's too bright.
Well, if y'all would actually listen to him instead of disregarding him all the time.
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
All right, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
Yeah.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try.
Nice. Do it. I was gonna say you better just like print it out of his mouth.
From your mouth?
I also use magic like that.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay, got it.
I reluctantly took the paper from Kibo's mouth. So this is the magic circle used for the seance.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
It is not to the corner of the room. There doesn't seem to be a way that you'd be able to track where the floorboard is with it. I mean, do I just like click on like the empty floor space? Looks the same as the drawing in the document. Move from the corner. Like the path that you walk down? I don't know. Pathway to the center circle, it's all the same in the document. What? I don't like this sort of like spot the difference when, oh wait, this has an extra line. Oh gosh.
There!
Oh my gosh. I was like, I don't like this spot the difference where you can't even see, but no, that has like an
It's
extra
a lie,
line.
Kibo. Without you,
That's crazy.
I never would have seen through Kiyo's lie.
My lie.
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corner.
Oh yeah, and it's in every corner too, because we kind of just picked corners randomly.
Which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my things? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health.
What does that even mean?
Specifically,
I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds.
What? How does taking a picture of that help?
What? Why? Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality.
Okay, but I don't think taking a picture of it is exactly how you test that.
Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so... See? You're all grossed out. This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan. Quit talking about your poop. No one cares.
You tell her.
Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction.
Okay. Do tell.
Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant?
Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Do entertain me.
Alright. Here we go. Another one of these. Uncaged, wishy dogs. Okay, so literally any of
If you're
these.
going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon?
I can't get a direct cut.
Set up in the cage.
That's so
The only
annoying.
people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carry the key. So suspicion should fall on them.
Oh my gosh. Why is this acting so weird now? He was disconcerting before the encounter his argument.
If you are going to
I guess I don't have like a
claim
limit of
culprit,
cuts. I can just kind of like...
Then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
No opportunity. Marker
So
stone.
simply put,
Oh, dog statue.
I am not the killer.
The Q is the culprit. He had a way of getting the murder weapon. I can prove it.
The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko.
What?
But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it.
Don't believe that.
No opportunity to touch the sickle.
That wasn't it? I never touched the cage. Both placing and retrieving the sickle were impossible?
Oh no!
Wait, was that was wrong?
The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma,
Did you take off the white sheet?
I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
Okay, so it was the white sheet.
I'll cut through your words.
That actually makes more sense.
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth.
Okay.
You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth.
Okay.
And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth.
So, but he would have been holding it, so when did it get under the floor?
Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
What?